Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In the last part we got through the wiping city of Mach. Didn't wipe, only had, I think the worst death to Mega Death was what, 5? Something like that? And now it's time for patch 3.4, Promises Kept. Mistress Ariana, you are come at the most excellent time. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you have been present to receive it, but in any event. Sir Emmerich de Burrell, the Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Burrell, cordially invites Mistress Ariana to dine with him at his estate. Okay. He seemed surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you in an earlier day, when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause of delay. What say you? I would, but I haven't the foggiest of what to wear. Any thoughts? You would ask me? Well, I am sure there's a personal friend that Sir Emmerich you are at liberty to wear whatever you deem appropriate. That said, when in doubt, a man of note could do far worse than an alpine coat. At least that's what a Lord Emmanuel has been heard to say. I assume the same holds true for ladies. When you are ready, pray report to the Astrologicum. And the House Burrell shall be waiting near there, to escort you the rest of the way. Okay. So, I think I can get there by walking and not get totally lost. If I can jump here, we're good. I can jump! Okay, we're good. No worries. All good. So by the year of the Astrologica, they've been practically, like, way past it, right? I guess they're just telling you which aetheryte to take. Greetings and well met, Mistress Ariana. I have the honor and privilege to serve as head steward of House Burrell, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of the other noble families, being countable on one hand. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a woman of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. The battlefield beckons even now, I am sure, but for this day, we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. And hopefully voice acting.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn. I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days. Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey. Well, truth be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust. Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you. May I ask a personal question? Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
News from House Xelphatol?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
For every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield. Another cause, as if by fate.
Yes.
Is that...
Alize, Alphinaud's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Twelveswood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphinaud. She will be attended by our most skilled chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphinaud, is the Warrior of Light, is she with you? Don't go, there is something I must say. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Xelphatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Been a while, Isay. Been a while. Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. We must trust in Captain Whitecape and his chirurgeons. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I am uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter whose conclusion we yet have the power to influence? Shadows of the First. So the Warriors of Darkness and Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might put her to the sword. Then when we first encountered them in Lost Nath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alize risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Arya, will you accompany me to Xelphatol and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? You got it. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Ixali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastmen's intrusions into Querthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Xelphatol are not easily traversed. This endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and Ixali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Xelphatol by way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights to be placed at your disposal. They'll secure you safe passages through the mountains and escort you thence to Xelphatol. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We would be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmont. In the event Mistress Alize regains consciousness, I almost said Ariana because he was like looking at me. In the event that Mistress Alize regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let's be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require at Camp Dragonhead. Why do I even need a mount? It's like right here. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Nautilon and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it's normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors, I've been informed the Houseporton Knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Now remember, when this first came out... Wow, what a fitting mount. You couldn't lot around here. So you actually had to find your way around here, and it was... I actually know there isn't a way around. But point is... Mistress Ariana and Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something and don't want anyone interfering. Stand ready to escort you to Xelphatol and aid you as you see fit. Given the numbers we are like to encounter, a two-pronged approach may be best. While the Knights and I feign a larger attack to draw the Ixal's attention, I suggest you and yours attempt to slip past their defenses and locate the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, you should only have to deal with some few patrols. And if they are not, you may be forced to do battle with the Warriors of Darkness. Xelphatol is now accessible. That was fast. I'm like half in a debate if I want to undersize this one. Because it is a speedrun one. But also I'm still a little bitter after Hullbreaker Isle. Just a little bitter. Let's just do it. Is what it is, I guess. Oh my god. 13-minute queue with a heal or switch to tank instant. What? I can't believe that. This is like story too. What is with the cues? Xelphatol! So, usual trash. There's gonna be rocks falling. Remember Amdapur Hard? I think it was. Where the rocks fall, vulnerability up happens. So, yeah, tanks can kind of try and hold them in places where the rocks are going to be falling. Try. Emphasis. The healer would try to join us. And yeah, not too much to join. No, obviously if you stand in the stuff, you will get vulnerability. You just want that on the enemies, not on you. As the everyone is so kind of showing us here. Here we go again. Got a totem force draw in, etc., etc. More rocks. And so, like Anti-Tower, this actually is one of the speedrun dungeons. I've done this dungeon in 10 minutes, so it is a little slower than Anti-Tower, but it can be a speedrun. I totally just got smacked there. That's my bad. I was trying to get out of the other thing, and then losing that. So, yeah. Oops. This, of course, is tunable if the healer assumes it, but really, I'm not gonna get hit again. Cough, cough. They almost stand in there once more. And we should be at first boss. Yep. I'm like, path isn't open. Okay, I've had it. So, Noozle Welek. course, we are back dealing with Ixal names. Yay. So, I don't know what our healer is doing besides, oh, the healer's gonna decide they're gonna pull, huh? And one of those healers. Ay, never win. So, nothing too much to know about Noozle at first. Just stuff to avoid. Lost where was my combo. So it's going to use lift here. Once he does, from on high, we rain down death. Some of these are going to appear. Some Ixali, along with this floating turret. We want to go ahead and take care of the Ixali first, and then head for the turret. Once we destroy the turret, it's going to explode after a short period of time. Hot blast. You see this little tornado-y on the ground here? We want to be on that, so we can smash into the boss and bring him back down to the earth. Back down to the ground. Otherwise, you have to repeat that. Now some airstones are going to appear. We have to simply destroy these. Easy enough. And get back in there and work on Noozle. And yeah, that's pretty much everything there is to know about this boss, honestly. Long burst, I think, is just the targeted attack. Please stop turning it, Dragoon! It's on you! Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, and that is the first boss. Let's go ahead and read those. This. Like, I am in Fist Fire, right? Yeah, I am. Okay. And we're gonna head inside for, well, more Ixali. And apparently I have friends. I'm sorry! I didn't mean to be that person. I actually didn't realize they aggroed from that far away. The drawbridge has risen. This means is we are completely limited in how far our pulling can go this time around. And as soon as we come in here, you're gonna notice this arena is a little weird. That's because on the edges of this arena are spikes. Good old spikes. Also, that sneeze was silenceable and or stunnable. I went ahead and just stunned it. So with that, the spikes will lower and the drawbridge will fall once more. And geez, these things really aggro from like forever away, don't they? So as soon as you come up here and aggro these guys, these two ones from the side are also going to go ahead and join in the fight. And drag them upwards. We are going to have to kill them. Can't go too far, but I mean, you can get somewhere. Something at least. So the key here is we need to kill them to, well, get a key. There was one back there. Grab that. And that one's gonna go ahead and drop the key we need. Head for the gate. Open up the gate with the bone key. Chest over there. And we have a lift because, of course, this is the Ixal, and that's what they like to do. Oh, come on. Healer, please. Slow is there. I believe that was the last pull before our next boss. No, it was not. I am completely wrong. We just have another one of these rooms. not going to send that particular to me. Someone else can get it. I will just go ahead and watch this go in case she decides to sneeze. Maybe. Alright, we're down to 2. So, goodbye rule of 3. No longer in effect. Okay, now we should be at the boss. So this boss can be interesting. Yeah, very excited here. It's Holy Kilok. Healer just gonna like chill in the back again for like forever. Okay. So Tank's gonna go ahead and drag it over to the north side. So on low is a frontal cleave. We'll want to remember these. Very important. Alright, so on high, you are going to want to have your back to one of these little partitions. Otherwise, you get smashed into the spikes, like the dragons so kindly showed us. Again, on low. Alright, so there's a targeted thing on the Dragoon, and they need to run it out. Ideally, not into a partition. And that's going to place a persistent tornado on the ground. So, Swift Feather, this is going to give the Holy Kilok space. This is why I said it's very important you remember what the OW does. Go ahead and drag this back here. Alright, another on high. I'm gonna have my back right there. Yeah, that's why you really don't want to get knocked into the spikes. It's very painful. Another on low, and yeah, so that's the basics of the Holy Kilok. Yeah, you can tell this dungeon is like super, super cool, right? Super fun. Alright, close striking, yeah. I'm gonna need on those. Because I can. Alright, I know I don't want to go up too far here. So I'm gonna like wait for everyone like here. The tank go first. So the healer is apparently deciding they're just gonna chill back there. What the heck? Okay, well, the healer's just gonna chill back there. Cool. So we will want to pull these over to this war balloon. You want to kill this war balloon ASAP, because it's gonna keep spawning things. It will fly away. Or it can fly away if it stays alive long enough. You really do want to kill it ASAP. Is the healer on their way yet? No, the healer's finally on their way. Alright, so that's gonna drop an air stone. So let's go ahead and head for this Tailwind Relic. Got this chest on the way. I had mentioned it. So we need an air stone to activate the relic to allow us to cross the chasm. I don't know if you really can call this a chasm. It's kind of like, this is really precarious, to say the least. Alright, so again, we are going to have a war balloon here. We, of course, again, want to take care of it ASAP. This is where you can really run into issues of them going away, coming back, and you'll notice one is now on the other side, so we want to get over to that one ASAP. This one is probably going to fly away. No, did not. So, again, another Earthstone drops, and another Tailwind Relic. Alright, we got the Earthstone. Go on ahead. Hopefully this healer doesn't decide they're going to pull the boss, because that would really suck. We're going to have have a Xelphatol sky color up here. I don't think there's anything too much here. Obviously an ad, but basic to enemy pull. And that's stunnable, the tornado, so eh. Now there's another tornado. What the heck? It's not there. Okay, I don't have another stun. I'm sorry. Ow. Solid arrow 3. With that, we're at the boss. Hooray! The boss wasn't pulled in the cutscene. So this is total Watoto. Unless there's birds flying about. I didn't fly. I'm walking far enough to get the map, I guess. And yeah, so time for some fun or something. The birds in the distance you see flying around are going to be important here. For now, they are not. Okay, now they are. The dragon is not giving me much wiggle room here. Really is not. Yeah, so they're gonna occasionally dive in at the command of Total here. Remember, we're here to stop the summoning. That's the key part. Alright, Hawk. Got it. Nope. Stay. Stay. I want to be able to hit the bot. Thank you. People who try to run away with AoE markers. Or stack markers specifically. Alright, so Twazzle is gonna go off to the distance. Summon Corona! No! Yeah, so we can't actually fight through them. What we have to do here is watch for her to do specific AoEs. That was a little unfortunate that she decided to go that way. But she unfortunately does not stick around for very long. And, well, yeah, that's really the basics of Total here. I don't think there's much else to this fight. I'm staying right here. No, that's not on me. That was on the dragon. That was on me. My bad. But then I saw it move and I had to move, so I'm like, wait. This isn't right. Alright, I think at 10%, I'm just gonna give him a break. Probably should now. Yeah, he's summoning Garuda again. Normally don't see 2 summonings, but I guess we saw 2 summonings of her. And, well, that is Xelphatol. A little bit slower than I'm used to, I'll be honest. I'm used to this being like a room. Even with stopping to watch the cutscene. Pull in the loot. Nope. Alright, I'm just gonna leave duty. Let's go.
Thank the gods! What happened? So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The Knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the primal without us.
Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't actually kill the primal, I just killed Xelphatol. The primal just kept going away.
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumul. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
That was an interesting tale, to be sure. World flooded by light. And then they're trying to rejoin us, huh? All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true? That to save their world, they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. We get the grounded orchestrion. Two sides of a coin. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The Knights can apprise Lord Edmond of our success, and we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. I said the wrong thing. Part of me wants to split off to another part, but we're still like super early, but my timer is like really weird because of long queue to get into Xelphatol, and Hello, Alpha now. Table! It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Arya. What news from Xelphatol? Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Gishtala has been tending to Mistress Alize in your absence, and please report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Xelphatol, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these warriors of darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the warriors of darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alizé and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Xelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alizé, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Gotta love the Scion's personal seamstress, huh? But wait! I have a new outfit! Alright, outfit now. To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. I'm pretty sure that line only exists if you've actually completed Coil, by the way. Had it not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was by design. So she enjoyed hearing tales of her exploits, did she? Yes, I'm pretty sure that line only actually exists if you've completed Coil, which of course I have. My apologies for keeping you waiting. We can tell them apart! Yay! Alright then, shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise her 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studio when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered? Sister, please! She was not my... Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. To be honest, Arya, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you will forgive me if I do. I've been meaning to ask about the carriage. Ah, yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Ul'dah after the banquet. The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for his presence in Ul'dah. How did he know to send help? Oh, drunken brass blades were even less discreet than silver ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brent managed to find you. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when we last met. You look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I'm here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let's depart for the Waking Sands then and see if Urianger can be of assistance. Pray return to the Waking Sands? Do I even have any Aetherite tickets left? I don't think I actually do. We'll find out here, won't I? The answer is I do not have any Aetherite tickets left. Okay. We're doing this the hard way then. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, would that the scholar seem fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. Yeah, they had this really weird story about a world flooded with light and stuff, and that they were slaying primals to bring about a rejoining? Something about that? Yeah. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribes' crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised that the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs, some elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Murthar. O Gomeros stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Craigs neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. We must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook Aria. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may, brother, Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Alize. If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Order has the power to break down the barriers between planes so that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Garoon Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. Bye, I leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. What the heck is up with her? Alright, let's head for Camp Overlook. Probably call it after I finish off this quest. Actually, I'll just go ahead and call it here before I finish the quest. So, thank you for watching. In the next part, we will hopefully stop the Summoning of Titan that is apparently nearing completion. And seriously, what was up with the Alizé there? Well, anyway. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing if you really enjoyed it. Consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps her keeping content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out. Bye!